Good morning. In some places it is, I'm sure. I'm not happy with this. I jacked it out when I welded it up, pulled down on me, around with it. Screw that. Making up a new piece so that instead of welding on this crown, keep pulling. There's a whole lot of freaking things, but I'm gonna replace this so that I have a straight bottom edge, and this is absolutely where I want it. I've got to cut the new panel and break it in to sit on top of this ledge. So it's incredibly important that this is a nice freaking edge. I don't want to have any filler on this edge. I want it nice. And there's little dents and my around long enough. Sometimes it's quicker to start over. This is gonna go about there. Checking. Straight ahead. And go right to about here. Oddly enough, that's exactly where the freaking rock hit, and it's in. So if I cut this right out, then I can top the bottom more, put in my new freaking piece to trim down right now. Yes, right. Yeah, I wonder. I could probably do a second break on that. Get rid of this freaking damage to an extent. Nope, don't want to do that. You can hammer it when it's up. Okay. One cut away. Right on. Okay, my grinder, I want to check, make sure I'm using the right gauge to replace it. Yes, 18 gauge. Wow, that is in really nice shape. It's just in the wrong place. So, trim this to fit. Up like that. Maybe that's gonna fit there. I gotta hammer this over. Well, I'll put it in a brake and get a bit more of a bend. I really like my curve, but I'll do a little bit more of a brake so that's sitting flat. I'm gonna trim it just a hair more. Actually, I think I was working with JF one day when he said, you know, sometimes it's quicker to just throw the panel out and start over. And he was right. Okay, a little trim there, back to the brake. Back shortly. It's looking pretty good. Well, from here it does. Now I gotta really fine tune it to fit against here. Ah, yes, that's working better. And now I gotta mark and trim the bottom. Gotta find a black felt. If you can imagine that, I don't know where the hell it is. I'm telling you, if someone invents dummy rope for black felts, you're gonna make a lot of money. Okay, this is one of those one step back things where I'm going, okay, I gotta get this done quick because if I had got it right where I was happy, I'd be fitting a freaking quarter panel right now. But it's more important that everything fits wonderfully. It'll take a little more time. This has got to come down. down. Yes. Just a little. Yeah. I'm not 100% with this, so I'm going to run the wheel just to get a little more torque. Wish I would have noticed that sooner. Not a big deal. Okay, that's more like it. Grind to fit. Almost fits perfectly. Good enough. Well, wait a minute. That sounds wrong. It's at such a point that now I could zip cut as I go and make it stunningly accurate. So I'm going to dull it down. I'm going to find my freaking hammer and my dolly. Oh boy, good morning. Okay. Press it behind the high point from the back and it easily just falls into place. I will grind the front a little bit right now. This is critical. That is why it was worthwhile. Okay, and I have a nice edge there that I'm going to trim down some more. Try to be straight. So close. Which means just a bit more. So this is perfect. I'm just going to use the flapper dip to fine tune it. I know it takes a while, but it's important that it fits precisely. Make sure this is straight. Yes. Are you serious? A little more? So close. Flatten my edge where I cut it, make it better. Almost. It's always almost. A hair. It pulled when it cooled, but that's not a big deal. I get it now. Okay, I'm going to throw a tack on that, recheck it, and if that works, then I'm just going to weld another. There's a slight taper to the rocker, and never, well, generally not perfectly straight. Yep, pretty freaking cool. Spray the back side of that. Has to be done. Damn it. Okay. Happy days. Not as is all galvanized down in here. Some areas of galvanizing is worn off. So I'm not going to bore you with the details too much. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to take a work-related stress break for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to weld this thing on. And get on to my glorious quarter. Eventually. Come on. Okay, I'm having a timeout. Mental health break. After my little snit, I have a new rocker. It's straight this way. It is straight this way. It's right. There's no dip. It's awesome. So now I'm going to grind this, and I'm going to put my quarter panel on, mark it, take it off, and make the lip that goes and sits on top of this. So I got to grind this smooth right now. I think I'll just forget about coffee break today because I need to make some freaking time. I think he said 42 days this morning. I've got to be driving down the highway. We'll do this edge afterwards. Now, quarter panel. Yes. Jeez. And of course, double check, make sure our quarter panel's the right distance forward. Gotta go ahead a little bit. Have a look at that door gap. Oh, I got too much. Oh, of course. That's more like it. We're close. All I really have to worry about right now is that these lines, they line up. And in order to see it a bit better, I'm going to hit it with a Scotch-Brite pad. A sander would be nice, just so the body line shows up better. All this is getting stripped off anyhow. Okay, yeah, that's beauty. So what I'm going to do now is make a mark where the rocker ends. And that is right there. And right here. I really don't want to screw up this new panel. So then I have to cut it long enough to have a piece to fold over and go inside. So I'm going to cut it, rough cut it. But let's see if I can make a better mark here. Okay. That bottom of the line is the bottom of where the panel has to break in. And this, well, likewise, bottom of that. So I'm going to cut it 5/8 long. I like a 5/8 break for no particular reason. Seems to work out good for me. Let's double check the bottom of the door. Using that for a guide. Let's go with the top of the rock. So yeah, the bottom side of this mark here and here, the metal will fold over and it'll be sitting right on top of that rocker line. In a perfect world. You can use the small zip. I want to be highly accurate. Not that it's critical, but I want to. And I think I might have to go borrow Greg from next door so I can bend this in the brake. That would do the best job. So I may do that. Yeah, you can see how much better than maybe you can. A little bit of a close-up there. Yeah, so that's gonna go in. Yeah, I'm getting real close to being where I want to be. Shit, I have to use the brake. So, now that I have my esteemed colleague, give me a hand. So I marked this. And you can, I gotta mark it on the back side when we get to the brake, right? Mm-hmm. But that is the top side of the metal once it's bent. So once we get it over there, I just gotta make a quick belt mark where that is.
On the inside area.
Yeah, and we're only gonna be able to get about 45 degrees before we hit here, right, in the brake. But at least I got a straight, perfectly straight edge.
Hammered all over the road.
Yeah, exactly. So. Okay, just a second. Oh, you want to carry that or this? Here, you carry this. I gotta take the camera so they know why I'm being a whining so-and-so and asking for assistance. Because it's pretty tough to do on my own. But they tell me Mike's gonna be back soon.
Maybe clean up shop.
Yeah, right. He said, I'll do an hour a day on shop cleanup. And I'm thinking, okay.
What day?
I'll get it done in a couple of years.
An hour a day.
Okay,
what
so,
day?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I hope this works. I basically want to bury that line. Oh wait, we gotta do it at this end, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'll get this in. I heard some guys have like shops that they can walk around with hands in their arm and they don't bump into anything.
It might be a neat option.
I think they're lying, I can't imagine. Okay, we can move. Ooh, I don't know. Okay.
You're not going to be able to bury your lines.
Oh, I was thinking backwards. This is actually what I want.
Yeah, just because up against your finger there, that's as far as your seam's going to be.
Yes, but I wanted to bend at the bottom. So now, I gotta pull up in the middle and you just gotta move the panel with me. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay.
I've got a crisp line, let's see.
Let's see if it's in the right place. Very close.
I'll check it and hammer it all in.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll dolly it over. I'm quite sure that's good. I'm entirely confident. But I have a place to lay it down. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah. So, yes, I'll hammer it over. I mean, there's no going back now. I've already bent it. If this doesn't work, I basically have to cut it off and make my own flange.
If you had some more space around here to work stuff, it'd be easier and quicker too.
Yes. In a perfect world, or pretty much any other world. So, yeah, I put the new rocker on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now it's not yet. It's good. No pain, but it's working.
At least now you got the same thing all the way through it. And
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna grab the rubber down with this. Just so I don't stretch it too much. I'm guessing my rubber dolly must still be at home. Damn it. A little over. And I just got to trim out there. You know where the wheelhouse is?
you better be a little bit over so you still have a tight fit then.
Exactly. See if this works. Oh no, it's the back end. And actually, I've got a groove in front of it. So we'll see if this works. Okay. Okay, so you take the back end. That's really nice. I've got to, I forgot to trim out the face that goes around the corner. Door jamb. But yeah. Well, as long as I line up.
Bottom front, okay.
Just. So.
And then you put a big seam sealer in.
Yes, yeah. But I gotta take it off now. Hole punch this, and I've got a dolly up the top here.
And then you got a panel you take off the inside, you go in and plug weld it?
Yeah,
Along
yeah, I
with
do.
that.
That's, yeah, just like Tacking.
Yeah. You
And-
just, then if it's bent over too much, you just tap it back, tap it down so it's flush, plug weld it and seam seal it.
Yeah, and it'll be good. I got my weld-through primer and stuff. This actually came out pretty good. We did a nice.
Oh, there's a couple of track marks.
There is a couple of track marks. Very subtle. They'll sand off.
Yeah.
And then I gotta fit the down in here. It's kind of a tough fit. Not entirely accurate, but.
Yeah, according to that, it's gotta go up against the floor a lot further too.
It's what?
You got that much space to the floor.
Yeah,
It's gotta
yeah.
go up the floor, and then this is probably not right. This is gonna be curled under to meet up with it.
Yeah.
Well, you can see it in here, right? It's not that.
So I'll play with that, but at least I got that brake gun in place. Now I'll just set it down on my workbench, which happens to be a 70 Chevelle. I mean, this is freaking nuts. absolutely freaking nuts.
You have people screaming at you, that's a car, that's not a workbench.
I know. Okay, man, I really appreciate that.
No problem, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cool punch. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wheelhouse. That reached farther. See how it fits. But I have to trim this front lip off a little ways. We're gonna get it. Actually, grind that back. And then do a final fit. And then I've got to dolly this out better. I gotta fit that trunk, whatever the hell we call it, trunk down, step down. Through. Spray that in. I've had to trim the inner to fit around the wheelhouse, just like factory. I've actually used my tiny zip cut and I've reached inside there and cut a groove so this will actually fit inside like it's supposed to. I want the outside to be a real break that you just put seam sealer on like the factory did. A lot of times people, it's, you know, I gotta take this off so I can reach inside to weld along here. It's not easy. A lot of guys might just cut the panel off and not worry about the break. Totally up to the individual. You end up with more warpage. Having this break here and a few spot welds, you come out with a super clean finish, which is first and foremost, I suppose. Yes, this thing is 2 3/8. And that is 2 1/2. Oh, that's great. Hair on the side of caution. And we'll grind that back just a hair. And once I get the piece in place, I will tap this lip down to fit. Gonna grind that a bit. Weld the primer. This I'm doing a butt weld right on the corner, all the way across the top of the butt weld on the corner. Hammer this. I'm going to lower it down one more step. bit of dolly work. The unit is busted apart. Yeah, straight. Just found the hammer dolly on a stick. This baby is freaking nice. And my hammer. Okay. And this is getting cut off about here. See, I need dip down right in here. I didn't go through, I slipped in behind there. I hit freaking vice grip. Okay. One of those jobs where full quarter would have been nice. Of course, I did say I could fix the old one, and we could have. Shoot. Sometimes it's easier to knock it out too far. It's easier to dolly it back down. Sometimes. Okay. Pretty close. Far out. ends right here, move to a flat. Yeah, dig it. And this little beauty. We're really happy with how this fits. This is a 67 floor. That's another subtle difference. So I'm going to leave this out, put the quarter on, and then slip this up from behind. Just make an extra room. Because right now what I saw was this one's supposed to sit down here to match the quarter. So I'm going to do some measuring just to make sure where I'm at height-wise. I mean, I'm equally spaced above the frame from side to side. Got to make sure this hasn't dropped. My new quarter has this line on it and they match up really freaking nice, so this should be good. So this is a very complicated panel, which is why we ordered it, to save a lot of time. I have the original. Let me have a look at the original. And a tape measure. Yay, it's 2 1/4. Oh, okay. So this distance is 1 3/4. We go to the original, and it's 2 1/4. So that's my discrepancy. There's a bit further. So I may have to knock this top lip off, make another one 1/2 inch longer and put it back on. And we'll do that after the quarters fit so I know exactly where I'm going. That's the kind of thing you run into with some aftermarket panels. Most of them are quite good. This one, perhaps, I mean, it's going to save me hours and hours. If all I got to do is put a 90-degree brake and weld it onto this, it's going to take me 1/2 hour. Trying to make this piece, I bet you it'd take me close to a day. Some cars you have to. So, set the quarter again. One at the back. Yep, want to come down just here. Lineup is good. And this, I'm held up at the front, I gotta trim that more. But this is gonna be good. I ran this wild so I could trim it off, line up. All right. I'm gonna pull the front out, do a little bit of trimming here and there. And when I get ready, I'll flip this back around and show you what I had to do. I believe to fit this panel, punch some holes. I'm gonna hand drill the ones in the wheel lip afterwards. If there was a deeper throat on my hole punch, I would do it now, but it's too shallow. Gotta get down to where my sword got height-wise. Then we'll pull the back in. Go around. It's a little tight. Okay, last inch here has a bit of a gap. I think I hammered it over too far. I may have to deal with that as a separate issue afterwards. I had to cut a bunch out to fit around the inner wheel. So. And my body. Yes. And I'm going to help poke where I want with the spoon. Pry it back a bit so I can clamp it. It's a little tight. Just that last little bit, I will deal with that. It's not that big a deal. Except to some of the focus group, it might be. Looking pretty good all the way across the top here. Where I pushed, the part of the quarter is low, I'm going by the line on my panel here, which I'm really happy with. And a couple little bumps and warbbles. First I want to take a measurement, make sure I got 79 inches to this rear body line. And whoop. Holy. Where's Cassidy when I need her? Okay. I'm like 330 seconds, just under an 8. I'm going to try to get a little better on that. It's not critical, but it's not that tough to get better. Trim some of the lip that hangs out inside to get that last 16th of an inch or so. I like to do it right on the edge so I can make my own door gap to compensate for whatever the factory does to us. What is that gain? Yes, yes. Okay, there it is. You can see it for yourself. So I'm going to do, and I got my lines here and here. I'm going to do a couple tacks just so it doesn't move around and then I'll start, clamping, measuring my distance in and out. I mean, I already did that with the inner, but I want to make sure the outer looks right. So I'm going to go out to the back just to double check. I believe it's just under 13 inches from the inside to the out, but I'm going to double check that. Right now, I'm going, this is pretty freaking short. I'll throw a tack on it just to hold it from moving ahead again. And just for the record, I've already taken the port power out. The car is sitting where it wants to sit, right? There's no stress on it, no strain. It's happy on its own. To my door. You know, I'm looking down the sides. I will do a couple more diagonals now and make sure that the outer quarter is the same distance. Pitch without outer 65 and 3/8. Okay, 65 and 5, oh shit, 5/16. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna check my gap. Whoa, gotta watch it, this hole's in the floor. So my inner panel to my outer panel, which I don't really care about right now, that is 1.5. Looks ginormous over here. Yeah, okay, this is a bit wide, and that's that top panel that I was worried about. Well, Matt, right now I'm lining up my outer door. That's my quarter. And that's all working out nice. This inner panel, and of course, yeah, I may stop for a few minutes and push this inner panel, but it's pretty light. I can almost move it by hand. But I'll do some more measurements here now. You can see this is a freaking mess, but this was all wrinkled up, and now I'll repair that. I'm looking at the gap between the door where it latches on the latch panel, V-pillar, if you will. Yes, and actually that's 5/16. That's why I'm going to stop right now. Because this inner panel is pretty light. It was really easy. But I just want to make it better. I guess I should measure to the outside panel. And that's 65 and 8. And this is 65. 65 and 3/16. I'm good with a 16. So the outside's where it needs to be, and it lines up with the door. So it's just my inner panel. So that's what I'll play with right now. Before I can start welding the thing on. You know, normally changing the quarter is way freaking easier and quicker. But this thing have a lot of damage. I was probably overly optimistic. Oh, okay, actually. It's just the top inches rolled over. That's really easy. You can see where it's spread apart. Well, I'll show you so you don't go, you're full of crap. Right here, big gap there. If I pull that in, I'm going to gain that 1/4 to 5/16. So that's all I have to do. Once again, TT108 and a beating stick. Yeah. What I found with diagonal measurements, this is 3/8 too wide up here. This isn't bad. So, last chance before I start welding anything together is you can see this brace here needs to go that way so that the roof fits in better. I could weld a 1/4 on and do it later maybe. You can see that move. I'm gonna overdo it, as always. And, oh yeah. Okay, that's a little overdone, but that's all right. It's gonna spring back. That will help it along. Yes. Slip. Okay. You're gonna have to move the other end of it because it's slipping a bit. Ah. Okay. Gonna put a handy dandy end on here. Actually, I'll see how close I am. Okay, where are we at? Okay, pretty close. Not too much. 1/4 inch. I might move and do a little more at the back. You can see how the 1/4 is moving at the same time. That's all right. Yeah, I overdid it. That's looking pretty good. And we've got that tension on it. Gonna help the front over a bit. Okay, we have 1 7/16 and 1 9/16. Now that I've taken the rubbers off, I can see a little better. Yes, this is 1 7/16. Let me get my freaking tape measure in there. Oh, shit. It's actually riding a little snug. Yeah, maybe a little more. Yes. Okay. Where's my spoon? Actually, what's this? Okay. this out. Yes, you can see I'm over pushed in here. Okay, I'm going to push a little bit up here. Watch it come back. See that? Okay. Flat. Yep. Nope. Really close. Really close. Yeah, that's all right. And what have we got here? Inch, 5/60. Yeah, I mean, that's inch and 5/16. Nope, that's 5/8. Oh, sorry, 3/8. So 16 wide. Okay. Release that. Look at that. We're 1.5 inches. So within a 16th. And I'll just give this one more, but up a little higher because I'm happy with where the lower part is. Oh. Son of a gun. Watch it move. See that? The outer's not moving. And we remember this was pushed way in and we had trouble getting the roof out. Again, I'm overdoing it. But you need to. And once I weld the quarter on, oh my word, I'm at like 1 1/16. I'm under by a 16th now instead of over. So, let's see what happened. Okay. 3/8. You know, put that one go in here. Oh, that's just a nice flow. Yeah, cool. I will take off the end. Whoops. There. Okay, that's what I'm shooting for, but I've got a dolly so it's happy there. Right now, there's, you know, right now it's not welded up here. Everything's just moving around. That's loose. This is my actual measurement. And that is a big freaking difference. So I'm gonna have to square off that inner, and you can see the body line comes down, and this is like a high point, and then it starts to arc in. It's supposed to be a gentle curve out instead of a kink, and that's where it's kink. So I'm gonna take off the inner quarter here, panel that comes out so I can reach in and weld the bottom of the quarter, and I can get in here with the dolly, and that'll be nice. I'm gonna have this welded on. It's gonna look right. Will be right, not just look right. I'll pull it off one more time. I'm gonna hole punch my wheelhouse opening. I'm going to zip cut off the front edge so I can weld right on that corner. I've measured my gap in the door to the hinge point. They're absolutely identical. I've got my window opening in the corridor where I'm happy. So I'm going to take it off, do some hole punching. I'll probably trim this off on the vehicle first. Then I'm going to pop that spot weld and the back spot weld. And now that I've pushed this in a bit, I want to try to dolly that a little smoother. That's a little bit rustic. And then I'm going to put this on for the last time. The other side will be so much quicker, not having to this damage. There could be some argument that how come I ended up doing some more pushing. You never know for sure. There's so many places to measure. If you have a roof, anyhow, with a convertible, everything moves around so much. I push everything to where I think it's right. And then I use the door and the quarter to line up my side. I found this side had been kicked ahead when this rock hit, and it pulled everything ahead. So I got that back where I have an overall measurement from the door to my body line that I want. And when I stuck on the new quarter, now I can see where my line should be. And then I could see that my window opening gap was too wide. I could have measured that beforehand, but I wanted to get things built. This is where it's going to stay. And then the car shows me where it's wrong. I don't have to sit here and figure out where I'm going to measure from. I can look at it and go, yeah, that sucks. I got to make that better. So that's what I did. Now I'm happy with my lineup with both doors down the quarters. I'm going to have a nice gap. Everything fits. That's what it comes down to. It all fits and it's level. So I'm happy. It can take a long time to get there, and you think you've got it, and you fit a little bit more and go, well, I'm out a little bit. So trial and error is kind of a bad term, but it's a trial fit and then push around a little bit more. It's interesting, I enjoy it, but it's not just cut and dried. If this was a brand new car, I'd anchor it on the frame machine. I'd be able to pull out to existing measurements I can get out of the frame book, and everything pulls until it fits. These older cars, it's not like that, plus we don't have a rack. It's not an excuse, we can do it another way. We did it by pushing. So it's all gonna work perfectly when I'm done. But for now, it's been a lot of head scratching. I'm finally confident that I can just start zipping and fitting and welding this on. So we'll take it off, punch some holes. I've already etch primed, I gotta cut my tacks. I've already etch primed the inside of my new panel and the exterior of the original car. I've put my weld through primer on where necessary. So I'm finally gonna get the freaking quarter off. I'm also hoping that I get that last 1/16 of an inch when I put it on this time. close. And just to help it, I'm going to tack this back edge. Okay. I think I will trim this off right now, just so it's not hindering me from sliding back that extra 1/16 of an inch. One last measurement. Did I get my 16? Yes. Okay. All right. Same old, same old. I'm gonna do another tack. And then I'm gonna zip wherever I can reach in to get rid of my divot that's on the back. I'm gonna line this up. Yeah, do some tacks on the top. I'm not gonna weld very far anywhere. I want to make sure I've got it all the way around. So you're doing it up with the bucket, but it's not a bad way to go. It's a good gap. Turn down the gas pressure. Whoop. Here we go. This is that one where the side was caved in.
Yeah, I remember that.
Putting a new side on it after I jacked the body straight.
Is that still a Ford car?
Yes, we still buy stuff from them. And then this is the one where I started repairing the floors, and now we're gonna pull the whole thing out and put in a whole brand new floor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's big dog.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
time consuming doing this stuff, right?
what's that?
Super time consuming.
It really is. Well, this one got bent in so far, because I spent a lot of time trying to get it straight. So I finally got it straight, and then finally starting to zip cut and pop it over the quarter.
Holy man.
So I want to have this on before Mike gets back, because, you know, it's been taking me a long time. You know, you're
Yeah.
trying hard, but I mean, he helped me jack it square, and then we had some more things to do after
How
that.
much are shirts?
It's how much
40 bucks.
40
yeah.
bucks?
I think we'll find one. I'll see if we have some of Mike's new ones. All right. Grinding this sucker. And then we'll finish the bottom. For now, I've got to do my door jamb. Actually, I got to do that in the back. I might do that first. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, now I gotta go outside, measure the other car, double check my measurements to the wheel lip to the house of the inner wheelhouse. I don't know if I want to show this or not, but by the time I got everything fit, jacked around, this is too short. This used to go all the way down here. I want the factory seal. So I'm gonna have to cut it off. And I'm going to have to put this other piece in so I make it fit tight. I can straighten out my brake and just weld it along here. That looks like crap. Punch the new piece. One thing about being a body man is better than a carpenter. If you cut some plywood too short, you're kind of hooped. I can weld it back on. Okay, it's gonna go in there. And I'm gonna zip cut through both layers. Actually, I'll straighten this out. Gotta put it in a shrinker. And I can think of a couple guys in the focus group, and they're gonna have a freaking giggle over this. That's all right. It's all right. Okay. Weld through primer. Get this thing done. Grind it up nice. Michael never even know. Well, actually, I'll tell him once it's fixed. Front brake is set. Ooh, better up my heat for plug welds. Yeah, just bumped out on me a hair too far. Freaking kidding me. Holy, that is not performance. I can't believe it. Is this freaking Monday? Son of Okay, hopefully that'll do it. Well, going good now. Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't going good before.
Well, this rocker, I straightened out yesterday.
Yeah.
And this morning, I went, screw that. So I cut it out from here to here and I replaced it. When the rock hit it, it pushed it down and back and I thought I had it good enough.
Yeah.
But when I went to fit the panel, it actually, anyhow. So I did that.
And then what happened with your brake attempt?
Well, it was in the wrong place. Hey man, I really tried.
You didn't measure twice.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I had Greg come over and help me.
Yeah.
But as I fit it, I went, oh man, I've got to jack a bit more. So I went across and I jacked because I'd lost some of my space, right? So I got it back. I'm happy, I'm bang on. But then when you clamp this in place, it's like that much of a gap. And I could have hammered it flat and just butt welded it.
Yeah.
That would look like so I got a piece of 16 gauge, broken, it goes in there, it's plug welded like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And, you know, but these downs don't fit. I tried to make them work. I'll make them work, but they don't fit.
Yeah.
So this is all butt welded and ground already and welded, and that's good. Right? So it's all good. It's just, it should be done. I mean, this is all welded up in here. So this is all welded now. So I'm doing my gap. And I've got to go from here to here. But
This came out pretty good.
it did. It did.
Now we're gonna have to paint it, you know that, right?
I knew that. The freaking day you pulled it in.
Yeah, well,
Jeez.